Hello again. My name is Jeffrey Davis. And again, this is Radio Entrepreneurs. And I want to thank everybody who continues to join the Radio Entrepreneurs Network. Our next story is coming from the most sought-after person on the web on Radio Entrepreneurs, and that's Mark Furman from the law firm of Tarlow, Hart Rodgers, and his feature is always Entrepreneurship and the Law. Welcome, Mark.
Hi, Jeffrey. Great to be with you.
What's our topic today?
So I want to talk about Uber.
Uber.
Great subject matter. Talk about creative disruption of an industry. We have the taxi industry has existed for decades and decades and decades and decades as a kind of a government-sponsored monopoly in a way, and with licenses called medallions in Massachusetts, very, very valuable. That's your ticket to the industry. And Uber comes along and completely disrupts the industry all over the world.
Right.
And
it is a disruptive process.
And it raises so many issues. Should they be regulated the same way the taxi industry is regulated? Currently in Massachusetts, they are not. What's the relationship between the drivers for Uber and Uber? Are they employees or independent contractors? We've talked about that issue in a case my office worked on involving the taxi industry. But same issue with Uber. There's lawsuits against Uber in Massachusetts and in other places in the country. A big class action decision recently in the federal court in California certifying a class of Uber drivers who claim that they were employees, not independent contractors. And that class covers, I think, about 5-year period of time. Superimposed on this is you have the United States Supreme Court that has allowed arbitration clauses to be enforced that include class action waivers. And we've talked about those cases decided by the Supreme Court in the past. So not surprisingly, Uber has made an attempt to have its drivers sign arbitration clauses and with class action waivers, and they've been challenged in court as part of the litigation. Are they unconscionable? Is the arbitration and class action waivers sufficiently conspicuous to be binding on the drivers? So all of these issues come together in litigation all over the place. There's been protests by cab drivers. Violence. There's been major cities that have banned Uber because of unfair competition. What is Uber? That's kind of a threshold question. They would say...
I've used Uber in New York.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, you know exactly where the car is when you call them, how long they're going to be away. You can track the car as it's coming to you. You can customize what kind of car you want. It's very convenient.
So
New York is the best place for it.
Uber would argue that they're a software company. All they do...
Well, I just mentioned all the technology.
That's right. They provide the software, the technology...
To the driver.
To the driver who works for him or herself.
Oh, I can see that.
And therefore, the drivers are independent contractors and not employees.
How would somebody find you if they had questions around their software, their technology? What's their liability? I mean, clearly this is something that you're well versed in.
I can be reached at 617-218-2025 or at mfurman, Furman, @tbhr-law.com.